Chill. Welcome to Club Shada, episode 389. 11 episodes from 400. Look at that. Ain't that beautiful? It is beautiful. Everybody, this show is brought to you by Shadaware.com, the gods of good fortune. We have no stream sponsors, so listen. This is the moment to do your 99-cent super chat and become the stream sponsor. And of course, big up to all the sponsors who have been supporting us the whole time. It's very interesting because I hear the gates actually way more than you guys. But then when I'm live, I don't hear it. Now, when I'm watching the replay on my TV, I actually realize that it's not that crazy in a way. So I guess this is just me. Yeah, sometimes the thing is, you hear yourself in your headphones in a different way that people hear yourself in the TV or their own TV. Because I was watching the show on the replay of the last show on my TV, and actually the sound was great. To me, it sounds a little bit harsher. I guess it's just the headphones that usually they plug here, but now they plug directly on the Apollo. So maybe, who knows? That's why it feels to me that it's harsher than it actually is. And when I was watching the show and everything seemed fine. So I guess for now, the sound is cool. I might try to reduce the gate a bit, but that's it. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's doing all right. Big up to everybody watching us on X, everybody watching us on Twitch, and everybody watching us on YouTube. I'm thinking of putting Club Shada on TikTok as well, because the engagement on TikTok is crazy. Like, we got like hundreds of people in the chat, and at the same time, I don't know, because I have the other show that I'm gonna do in an hour called Internet du Village. This one is in French, and that's one. I mean, it's French, and depending on the language people speak, I just follow along. But on that one, I'm on TikTok as well, and yeah. But that show is based on the engagement of people, and then I always save a copy to put it on YouTube as well. So, because it's live on YouTube as well. Anyway, that's what I meant. So yeah, and actually I'm very happy about the overlay that I did for that. So I can't wait to test it out. Anyway, so listen, I'm gonna start directly with my main subject today, and then I'll talk to you about other things. I went to a Kizomba festival, and it was here in Lisbon. I went there 2 weeks ago. Very cool, great vibe as always. Pool party, night party, people learning the dance, etc., etc. People coming to teach, people coming to learn, and it really inspired me something about us, and something that I've realized about people of African descent and African people in general. We show up to get angry. We show up in the comments. to yell that this is not the way you dance kizomba, or such and such is taking our culture, cultural appropriation, whatever, whatever. But when it comes to supporting the said culture that you want nobody to touch, there's nobody. That's the truth. When it comes to supporting the culture and going and spend your hard-earned money on the culture that you want to defend because it's supposed to be yours and you don't want to share it with the world unless it's you sharing it and not them taking it from you, etc., etc. Like all the people that you see in the comments, they vanish. You don't see them. You only see them when there's a Ukrainian dancing kizomba in a way that is not the way from the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or whatever version that you said is yours, or the Cap Virgin version, or the whatever. Oh, now you have 1,000 comments of people hating, being angry, saying, yeah, this is our culture, stop, blah, 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 blah. But when you go to the kizomba festivals, well, there's, I don't know, the teachers are black, 90% of them. In the crowd, you're gonna have, I would say, 20%, 15, 10% of the paying customers who come and spend 150 euros to just be there and enjoy and learn and love the culture. In this case, it's only a handful. Everybody else is actually from other descent. People are coming from, I was asking people, where are you from? Oh, I'm Finland. Oh, I came from Ukraine. Oh, I came from Russia. Oh, I came from Belgium. I came from the US. I came from Finland. I came from, one guy came from India. Like, people come from all over. And they spend money on the culture. And they want to learn from whoever is available to teach because they love the culture. They have genuine love for the culture, for the dance, for the music, and we pretend we love the culture. We pretend we love the music and we love the artist and the art and we want to protect it. But when it comes to showing up for the events and supporting the said culture, there's nobody. Listen, these people, not only they come, they love the culture, they support the culture, they enjoy the art forms, the dance, the lyricism, the music. But then after that, they are the one exporting it to other people. They are the ones who are going from festival to festival. And we not. We don't want to spend the money on our own culture. And what happens when you do this is somebody else will spend the money because they love it for real. They just don't love it in a spoiled way of, yeah, it's ours. Nobody can have it. It's ours because we are from. Yo, listen, if you don't do the work, you don't deserve it. And that's really how I felt when I was there, and I was looking at everybody, and I was looking at the effort that people put to create those events. Like I'm not sure where it was. It was probably from Angola, the organizer of the event, and he came with his family. They create these beautiful events in a hotel for 3 days. And I've seen people show up, some artists sing, etc. And I was like, yo, look at that. That's beautiful. And then I was looking at who's supporting the culture, who's coming to the shows. Well, it's not us. So, yeah. That's why, listen, when people start yelling cultural appropriation, etc., I'm usually like, miss me. I'm like, yo, yeah, whatever. Like, and listen, unless you support for real, you cannot complain. And don't come to me telling me, yeah, but some people have other budget. Listen, unless you support for real, I don't care. Whether it's $10, 10 euros, or 150 euros, some people will not put the 10 euros. They will not come. Listen, we've been doing shows forever. And we see the difference. We see the public. Sometimes you do a show, and yeah, sometimes people show up, they paid, etc. Some other times you look at how your crowd is composed and you realize that, yeah, culture at a point belongs to the people who appreciate it. That is my opinion. And this is why, listen, me, I've always been inclusive when it comes to culture. I love to support other cultures. I love to go and listen to genres and play. I'm an artist. I want to be free of what I do. And at the same time, I see who's supporting, who's not supporting. Sometimes you're going to do shows in some cities and yeah, listen. And sometimes, listen, it's also a question of demographics. Sometimes there's only white people in the city. So I would go to a city, do a show, it's only white people. And to me, that's beautiful. Because I'm like, yo, look, I'm crossing over. Like, because my goal as a musician has always been to cater to everybody, as many people as possible. And I'm not the type of person who's like, yeah, it's ours, nobody can do it. I don't want to, but listen, me, listen, I produce people from all walks of life because I don't see color when it comes to creating art. I just see art. And I've been a fan of a lot of different music genres. So I don't see myself being trapped neither as a creator, neither as a listener, or as a client. I don't see myself being held hostage because I come from somewhere and I cannot do or listen to things from other cultures. So, yeah, listen. Big up to everybody who love our culture and who represent it to the fullest. Big up to you. And listen, this is your culture too. I said it. Juju Zhao. What it do? How you doing? I hope you're doing great. I hope you hear me well and you like the sound. How are you? What's good? How is life on OnlyFans? How do you like it compared to the other platforms that you used to use? Meme. What is for you the main difference? Are they more people or is the same? Is the platform better done? Questions. I need to find a way to put this microphone on maybe on a stand, because whenever I do this, I think it's very sensitive, and I love to put my hands everywhere. So maybe if I put it on a stand like this. But I don't like when people, when they do podcasts, they have like the microphone like this. I find it I don't know. I think it's just all the way up in the image. That's so, yeah. All right. Listen, it's beautiful to see people investing in the culture. Listen, I want to talk. I'm going to spend the rest of the show, and I'm gonna not gonna stay long. I'm gonna stay. I don't know, 45 minutes, something like that. Well, OnlyFans is better. I just start on there, but it's gonna be amazing, especially when I do collabs with performers and it's coming. Nice, beautiful. Do your thing. That's the way to do it. I'm waiting to get my. I mean, I don't have an account there, but I'll do one so that you can give me a special pass so I can see everything. Oh, I have to support? I'm joking with you. Oh, Lord. Listen, speaking of OnlyFans, Instagram has, listen, as I'm navigating my brand new Instagram, so let me show you. So listen, this is my new Instagram. Am I on the right? Oh, all right. This is my brand new Instagram, right? And listen, Instagram to me. So the interesting part about doing an Instagram as a, why is this like this? Let me remove this. That's the second time it happened to me. Camera B. There you go. So as I was saying, as I'm navigating Instagram, especially with a new account, as I'm navigating my new Instagram, right? And it's not my Instagram. My Instagram is just the same as the old one. I already posted 285 posts in a month or two since I've been using this one, because I don't know if I'm going to recuperate the old one. Yeah, listen, I can continue posting here. Like most of the people that actually follow me, they're here, and every week I have another 100 people, and it's just adding up. And listen, once you lose an account with 180 followers, you just said to yourself that you're not gonna run after followers. I understand it's great to have an audience, but as I keep saying, I'd rather have 1,000 quality followers than 180 people where the algorithm will show them what they want anyway, and they themselves don't really comment or post on your stuff. In reality, it doesn't change anything for me when it comes to Instagram in particular. But every time I go, and it's interesting because it's not the same here, right? When I go, so I don't have an explore page here. There you go. When I go to my explore page, right, and I see that Instagram only shows me women, a little bit of dance, but like, especially, yeah, look. And listen, some of them are models, some of them are yeah, just people that are just trying to be influencers and stuff. But something that I've realized is that half of them, half of the women that I see on Instagram now have an OnlyFans. I guess everybody's trying to make their money, but it's kind of scary now that whenever you go to an account and you click on their profile bio by curiosity, there's always a link to OnlyFans. And I'm like, wait, Instagram has become a sex catalog. Like, and maybe it's Instagram showing me a particular demographics. I don't know. But every time I click on a profile and I go check, there's always a link. And I'm like, yo, like everybody's there or what? I mean, all right. Everybody do you. I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying that it's interesting to look at a platform that you've seen grow into what it is and seeing how it just, and people are just using it a lot as a how you call it, as a funnel to another site. And this is because there's some stuff that you cannot post there, of course, and there's a lot of rules and stuff. And at the same time, it's because on Instagram itself, it is kind of hard to make money, because Facebook is notorious for not sharing the revenue with the creators. When listen, I think I went live on TikTok 10 times, 10, 15 times, and I probably made, I don't know, $300 just from donations. I went live on Instagram a few times back in the days, never made a single euro from Instagram, because just to be able to be monetized, they make it so complicated. Oh, and you have to have a Facebook account and this and be a business. That listen, on TikTok, yo, listen, you have X amount of followers, you can monetize. That's it. And this is why I believe that, listen, Instagram is kind of losing to a lot of other platforms who are finding the right niche market, and like OnlyFans, Meme, or TikTok, who are making the algorithm. Listen, when I post on my TikTok, and even like, okay, now I have a lot of followers on TikTok, but whenever I post on TikTok, I have some videos with 5,000 views and other with 1 million views and 5,000 to 10,000 comments. And that was before having 200,000 followers. Even when I had 50,000 followers, the engagement is just crazy. And that's because the platform is making it a priority that people are engaged. When on Instagram, they are making it a priority for people to watch ads. And yeah, listen, I guess it's American company versus Chinese company, and maybe different models, monetization models. But yo, listen, and whenever you buy and you get offered money by your followers on TikTok, the platform makes a little bit of money because it takes a percentage of that money. Even if you make a cent, it takes 1/10 of a cent or something like that. And at a point with the amount of people in there doing donations, that's how the money is coming in. So actually, they make more money by sharing revenue with their creators. When Facebook, and up until now, they had a monopoly on social media, they were making the money by themselves and were saying, fuck the creators. And now they are forced to have real competition. So Snapchat was starting to be competition, and they just copied everything out of Snapchat and put it there. With Instagram, it's not really working. With TikTok, it's not really working. They keep copying everything TikTok does, but these guys are going fast. Yo, listen, they have a lot of programmers out there in China. So it's very interesting to watch this and to see how, of course, Facebook is trying to play dirty, trying to pay all these American politicians to just have TikTok banned, but TikTok has enough money to pay the politicians too. So yeah, very, very interesting. Big up Le Monde de David. Julie, I just learned a tragic news in the porn industry. A performer, Jay Hefner, was murdered last night. Oh my God, he was only 24. Oh, do we have details of what happened to him? Oh, rest in peace. What's his name? Jay Hefner. Let me see. Yep. Adult star Jay Hefner reportedly was killed. Ooh. Let me see if there's news. Showing other people. Only talking about it on Twitter, not on Well, there's not a lot of information other than in Nebraska, Lord. Killed in Nebraska. Performer was killed this weekend in Lincoln, according to his industry friends and associates. A fundraiser set up by Hefner family said he was killed due to a senseless act of gun violence while trying to protect his cousin from physical violence in Lincoln while visiting his family for a birthday celebration. Lord. There has been an outpouring of condolences on social media from industry colleagues regarding the up-and-coming performer. Well, I didn't know about him, but rest in peace. Black Free Thinker, what up? Hello. You're doing good. Well, rest in peace. Actually, people were talking about it probably 10 years ago, but I don't know if you've seen, and I'll finish on this, but Mark Zuckerberg saying that he regrets caving to the White House pressure on content. Meta's CEO tell the House Judiciary Committee that he wishes he had been more outspoken against Biden administration effort during the pandemic. He says he regrets that Meta bowed to the Biden administration pressure to censor content, saying in a letter that the interference was wrong and he plans to push back if this happens again. He aired his grievances in a letter Monday to House Judiciary Committee in response to its investigation into content moderation on online platforms. Zuckerberg detailed how senior administration officials leaned on the company to censor certain posts about COVID-19, including humor and satire, and expressed a lot of frustration when the social media platform resisted. He said, quote, "I believe the government pressure was wrong, and I regret that we were not more outspoken about it. I feel strongly that we should not compromise our content standards due to pressure from any administration in either direction, and we're ready to push back if something like this happens again." He also expressed regrets for Meta downplaying of content related to coverage of the New York Post about Hunter Biden ahead of the 2020 election that the FBI warned may have been rooted in Russian disinformation operation. Quote, it's been made clear that reporting was not Russian disinformation, and in retrospect, we shouldn't have demoted the story. Well, listen, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to tell you what I think about it. It's very interesting that left-wing politicians, people that lean to the left, right, tend to always tell us that we have to vote for them because it's to vote against, listen, Hitler is Trump, like Trump is Hitler, blah, 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 like all these people are crazy, it's going to be the end of democracy if you vote for Trump, and it's the same thing in France. If you vote for Marine Le Pen, it's the end of the republic, blah, blah, blah. But then these governments, you realize, have a tendency to act like fascists and to have a kind of an emotional reaction whenever anybody is just offering counter arguments to whatever. Difference of opinions is a difference of opinion is supposed to be what is the foundation of democracy. You are supposed, if you are 70 years old, well respected doctor on the field of respiratory diseases, vaccines, etc., and you emit any criticism about the vaccination, about the COVID situation, etc., listen, YouTube will still put something on your post as if whatever you say has to be fact checked. And now you are realizing that the fact checkers are liars. And listen, there was a doctor, I forgot his name, French guy. It's not Professor Raoul, but him as well. But there was another one who was just saying vaccines, I'm not sure they are ready. He was not saying don't get vaccinated, not don't da. He was not saying none of that. He was just saying, yo, let's chill. We are not sure. This is new technology, mRNA, blah, 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 blah. Let's keep calm and not vaccinate a bunch of people before we get any sense of what it does to people. And let's see if anybody dies after taking the shot. We have to be careful. And all these guys. Oh, Black Free Thinker. Thank you so much. And listen, all of a sudden, these guys, they were saying that, oh, he's old and he's senile and listen, they destroyed the reputation of a bunch of people because there was like a mass hysteria and everybody wanted to vaccinate as much people as possible and just go full speed. And they already spent all these money and gave all these money to create all these things. Let's go. And some people were anti-vax, but some people were just saying, I'm not sure about some things. And I'm receiving reports of this and this or this and this. And all these people got their Twitter account removed. They got their YouTube page removed. They get, listen, some of them have been put in the ban of the Science Society. And now you're realizing that people who are not doctors, but politicians, were behind all that. And the social media platforms were following the orders and removing account of anybody who was not saying on this topic the same thing as them. YouTube is responsible of that. Same thing for Ukraine, Russia, Israel, Palestine, etc. Like, you talk about these subjects, you just pronounce these words, and your channel is demonetized. Well, not your channel, but the video where you're talking just gets demonetized because they had AIs just listening to what you say in your live stream or your videos and say, I know this video is the subject is boom. Or you're gonna get something under the video that says, yeah, fact check about COVID, da 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 da. And you start realizing that actually nobody had a clue. And nobody wanted to say that they didn't have a clue. And all these governments had a tendency, and a lot of them were left-leaning, and they just had a tendency to do everything they do, which is always we are the force of good, so we are right. And anybody who disagree is anti-vax, racist, this, that, bigot, whatever. And now, look, YouTube stopped removing monetization to a lot of people like the Russell Brand and other people, because these people, they all went to Rumble. And look now what's going on. Sites like Rumble, sites like X are starting to be completely like they don't have the permission to the website. You cannot even go to their website in Brazil, for example, or Rumble in France, because anybody who just want to speak freely about their opinions on things, it's very easy to call them right-winger, racist, anti-Semitic, whatever, like all the words that you use to just not have to have a conversation. And as the time is going, we are starting to realize that a lot of the people who have been demonized were actually saying the truth. The Hunter Biden thing, the vaccines. And he was just like, yo, listen, there's an order that come from up there from Fauci, and everybody in the world has to go with one line. And that is not called democracy. Democracy is plurality in opinions. But what they now say about people who have a large following, who have like millions of followers and can sway the opinions, is what they say is dangerous. So we cannot let that person have a free speech, because what they say is dangerous. So we have to shut them down. We have to demonetize them and remove the incentive for them to go and speak on the platforms. And then they go to the platforms and they tell the platforms, hey, this person, remove their monetization, or don't even show their videos. So it means that the Biden government, whenever it was about Hunter Biden, who's the son of the president and who just pleaded guilty today, all these stories about him, they pretend it was, Russian cyber operations to sway public opinion. Something that the US does all the time in the rest of the world. That's something the CIA does all the time. But when it happens to them, all of a sudden, these people, they don't even believe in democracy. They just believe in, hey, this is the right way to go. And if you don't go, you are rights extremist. Hunter pleads guilty. And it's interesting because to not go on about everything else, he pled guilty on the tax case. But there's a lot of other things. Hunter Biden has pleaded guilty to all 9 charges in his federal tax evasion case, catching federal prosecutor off guard as they prepare to begin his trial. The son of U.S. President Joe Biden had previously denied allegation that he intentionally avoided paying $1.4 million in income tax from 2016 to 2019. And now, he just pled guilty. So, listen, I mean, at a point, like, if anybody has opinions and you just call them conspiracy terrorists, and then after a few months and years, everything that everybody was saying were conspiracy is actually true, how do you trust all these people after that? That's the crazy part. But it is what it is. Future Soundbit, what up? That's crazy. Those beats you sent me were nice. We gotta talk. Kaysha, did you hear about the Venezuelan prison gang who entered the US illegally and took over an apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado? Yes. That shit is crazy. Listen, at a point, like, what are you gonna do, bro? What are you gonna do? It's, I don't know. Brutal Venezuelan gang violence spills into quiet suburb from the sanctuary city next door, despite effort to keep migrants out. Denver decision to become migrants with open arms is bringing bloodshed into the suburbs next door. a notorious Venezuelan prison gang has set up shop in Aurora, Colorado, even though the town wanted no part of the influx of asylum seekers in the first place. It's a quiet bedroom community of a population of 400,000. East side of Mile High City has become the base of operation of the brutal Ten de Aragua gang, which has seized multiple apartment complexes and set off a wave of violent crime. Wow. The city has bent over backwards to provide aid, even slashing emergency services to help foot the cost. So far, as the cost estimated at 68 million and counting. In February, the Aurora City Council passed Resolution 73, emphatically stating that they will not provide resources and support to migrants or others brought into the community from neighboring cities. It's been pretty tense here. We're feeling it. Listen. I mean, the thing is this. If people get into the country, then no city is like, you cannot be part of the whole thing. It doesn't matter because people like it. Once people are in, the whole city is open to them. The whole country, sorry, is open to them. So they can go from one country to another, find a place, and then just be there and look, listen, imagine. I'm looking to invest actually in apartments. And I don't know where in the world yet. But I'm like, oh, listen, where could I, like Thailand, Portugal, France, like where could I invest in residential buildings, right? And I've been doing it already through stock options from people who actually do it, and you just invest in them, and then you get a percentage of all the money that is made. When I imagine if you spend, I don't know, $300,000 in a small city like this one to just be part of this apartment complex, and all of a sudden, no more rent. Some people just arrive out of another city, another country, and they just take over, and all of a sudden, nobody pays rent anymore, and it's not yours anymore, and that's it. And they come from places maybe where it's lawless. And for them, yeah, listen, that's the way they roll. I mean, I can't blame them. That's how it was there. So that's what they're going to do when they arrive to the next city. They're going to try to, as humans do, take over and will not respect the laws of your country. And now you're like, brah. Yo, that's a problem, because once people are in, then they can just spread, and the people who just want to open all the borders like this in the US, those people, they don't really suffer from the consequences. So the thing is this, and it's something I always tell to my friends who are left leaning. I say, your problem of you guys is that you tend to only think as with your emotions, and you want to take decisions when you are in power based on, you have to be a good human, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to open everything to others, the people who need have to come, etc. Listen, all right. And yeah, listen, everybody can go to everybody's bathroom, everybody's sex is not important, and men can play in women's sport, etc. And the problem is, at a point, all this is beautiful kumbaya, but then after that, there's reality. And reality, when reality comes, and knocks on the door, this is what happens. Is the consequences of wanting to just remove all rules and be inclusive to everybody and just, yeah. And listen, I myself emigrated from Congo to Ivory Coast, then to Ivory Coast, back to Congo, then to Congo, back to, from Congo to Paris, to France, then to Belgium. And now I immigrated in Portugal. But let me tell you one thing. In all of these countries, for the last 20 years, I've been paying more than 10 to 15 to 20,000 euros of taxes every year. So whenever somebody complains about me being in Portugal, etc., our country, I'm gonna be like, yo, I pay for your hospital. I'm not just here. I pay taxes because I want to support the country where I live. Listen, I could have continued paying taxes in France. 10 years ago, when I moved, 12 years ago, I could have just continued paying my taxes in France. And no, at a point, I decided to establish myself here, and I also want to be somebody who contributes to the city where and the country where I live. And if I do all this, pay all these taxes, be a good citizen to earn my right to be here, and then the same people who tell me I have to be a A+ citizen, they open the doors to everybody else for all kind of reasons. Well, I might feel away too. I don't, because I don't care. But reality is reality. All the little goodies and the little dreams that people have when they talk about immigration, and it cannot be a savage immigration. It has to be controlled. It has to make sense. And listen, a lot of the countries in Europe need immigration. Whether they want it or not, they need it, because all these countries, especially in Europe, are aging populations, meaning that every woman in Europe, they only make one baby or 1.6 baby or something like that. I don't remember and it depends from country to country. But I know that in Europe, there's not enough baby being born compared to people passing on. So if you have 1 million people, men and women, and they need to make at least 2 kids so that there's enough men and women for the next generation to be 1.2, 1.3, etc. Actually, what is going on is that, for example, Portugal used to be 11 million people. Now it's 9 million. Why? Because there's not enough babies being born. And because there's not enough babies being born, then every generation there's less and less people. And because a lot of the young people, they don't find a way to, and it's a decision from the government, European laws, whatever. There's multiple reasons it's not as easy as that. And a lot of Portuguese people, they decide to go try in Luxembourg or in London or in Brazil. So all these people being left, then it's only the old people that is left. So what you need is immigration. But you might want to choose immigration that is more like me. People who will come with income, will pay taxes, and yes, you need hard workers. You need, it's not a simple thing. But you cannot just open the borders, because this is what happens. This is what happened. Gangs. Est ça compliqué? Est ça la cas? Compliqué? Joel Amen, what up? How you like the sound? I've been tweaking. Listen, I have to show you. I don't know if I'm going to do it today because I want to go live on TikTok. I don't know if I'm going to do it today or tomorrow, but you have to see my new overlay for Internet du Village. It's soin. So maybe tomorrow, who knows? Zayrix, le son Dream Team. Nicole, Kaysha, Ludo, une pépite. Ouf, terrible. Un compas terrible. C'est vrai. That was a good one. Anyway, it's been an hour. It is time to tell you guys that I will see you Wednesday for the next episode of Club Shada. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, put some Rambos in the chat. And this show was brought to you by Shadaware.com. All us, what was that? Oh, Shadaware.com. All the sponsors. Gods of Good Fortune. Thanks to our main sponsor. I have to change this thing. Stream royalty. I mean, I like stream royalty, but main sponsor is cool too. I think I'm going to be stream sponsor. I like stream sponsor. Let me go to Streamlabs and change that. Streamlabs. No, it's not Streamlabs. It's Stream Elements. Stream Elements. I'm gonna go to Stream Elements and I'm gonna change this part. Let me see. All right. All right, let me see. I forgot how this works. Streaming tools, overlays. There you go. So Club Shada intro, that's the one. And in Club Shada intro, here, that's what I want to change. So stream royalty. I want to change this to, how do I unlock? Huh? Hey. Let me see. There you go. Stream royalty. I want to change this to, can't touch it. Lord, what's going on? Unlock layer. Why can I change it? Is there something that I'm not doing right? That's the diamond. Yeah. That's the text I want to change. Stream sponsor. Now I want to change the text. Lord. That's the problem when you haven't been somewhere in a long time. Let me see. Okay. Right, alert. This cannot be moved. Alert box. This cannot be moved either. Okay, cool. Now, let me remove this and this. What I want is to touch these things here. Don't mind me. Why can't I touch this? What's wrong with these things? Well, guess I'm gonna have to come back. I think I forgot how to do it. Wait, text settings must be here. Let me see. Dynamic font size, text shadow or not. Yeah, I want to change the text. Advanced. Position and style? No. Settings. Manage stream royalty. Message. There it is. Stream sponsor. All of a sudden, I don't know. I think stream royalty was nice. Yeah, no. I prefer stream royalty. Sounds better. So I'm just gonna undo my changes and stay the way I was. Anyway, all this to say that our main sponsor, the Stream Royalty, is Black Freethinker with a donation of $5. Thank you so much. Thank you to all our sponsors, and I will see you when I see you. Listen, I'm feeling a little sleepy, so I think I'm just gonna watch TV. I think I will go live on TikTok tomorrow instead of today, so I can test my brand new. Yeah, I do agree. So I can test my brand new overlay for Internet du Village and see how it goes. And listen, I have lots of nice ideas, and I want to do maybe some animated stuff, but I have to wait. I'm gonna, as always, as I go, I'll do. Listen. Anyway, don't forget to go on the YouTube channel Kaysha.tv and leave comments on a few videos, and I hope you enjoyed this show. I'm gonna leave you with a track that is I'm saying as if I know. I'm gonna leave you with a track called Cairo from my album Lavish Life. It's one of my instrumental albums, and I will see you when I see you, Shada Gang. Bless up.